You get your first real paycheck. Maybe it is $400, maybe it's $900. You log into your banking app, see the numbers, and for a split second, you feel rich. Then, exactly 14 days later, you look again. It is gone. Rent, a night out, an auto-renewing subscription you forgot to cancel. You tell yourself, next month I will be better, but you won't. And it is not because you are bad with money. Here is the uncomfortable truth nobody tells you at 18, 22, or even 30. Your first job was never designed to make you wealthy. It was mathematically engineered to make you dependable, and those two things are entirely at war with each other.
My name is Ahmed Sheikh. I study how money actually moves through people's lives, not the fairy tales they print in economics textbooks. If you have ever felt like working hard should have gotten you further by now, you are not crazy. Today, I am going to show you the invisible architecture of your paycheck and exactly how to break the trap it sets for you.
Let's talk about business economics. When a company hires you for your first role, they are not factoring in your 10-year net worth. They are solving for two variables: predictable labor and turnover cost. Think about it. Your salary isn't a reward for your potential. It is the exact, carefully calculated minimum required to keep you showing up on Monday morning. Most young earners walk into the workforce assuming a silent contract. If I give maximum effort, the system will reward me with financial progress. But the math does not support that. Average annual raise is roughly 3 to 4%. Once you factor in inflation, your reward for a year of hard work is often a silent pay cut. You can sprint inside this hamster wheel for a decade, and in real purchasing power, you haven't moved an inch.
But the system alone isn't what keeps you broke. What keeps you broke is what happens the moment you actually do make a little more money. Picture this. You get a small promotion. Suddenly, taking the bus feels beneath you, so you finance a reliable car. You are tired of roommates, so you upgrade to a one-bedroom apartment because your new income allows it. You start ordering food delivery twice a week because you are working harder and you deserve it. None of these decisions feel reckless. They are completely reasonable. But neurologically, you are falling victim to a biological glitch called hedonic adaptation. Brain's dopamine baseline shifts. Within 3 months, that new salary doesn't feel like a bonus. It feels like the bare minimum for survival. The paycheck grew, but the gap between your paycheck and your freedom stayed exactly the same. You didn't make one massive financial mistake. You made 100 small, reasonable ones that quietly assassinated your wealth.
If you are in the first few years of your career, this trap is lethal. Why? Because you have no financial anchor. If a 40-year-old takes a pay cut, they remember how to survive on less. When you get your first real money, whatever lifestyle you build in those first 24 months becomes your permanent baseline. You aren't just buying a nicer apartment or a round of drinks. You are hardwiring your financial psychology. People who learn to spend 100% of a small paycheck will almost always find a way to spend 100% of a massive one.
So how do you escape? You have to stop looking at the wrong numbers. Your salary is an ego metric. The only number that actually dictates your financial future is your savings rate, the exact percentage of your income you capture before the world takes it. Look at the math. Person A earns $40,000 and saves 20%. They keep $8,000 a year. Person B earns $80,000, falls victim to lifestyle inflation, and saves 5%. They keep $4,000. The person making half as much is building wealth twice as fast. Behavior always beats income. And because of the ruthless math of compound interest, a single dollar saved from your very first paycheck is doing astronomically more heavy lifting than a dollar saved 10 years from now. Your employer benefits if you ignore this. You only benefit if you exploit it.
Breaking this cycle does not mean living on rice and beans until you are 60. That just leads to burnout and revenge spending. The wealthy do not budget better. They just change the sequence of events. The broke person's formula
is income minus lifestyle equals savings, usually 0. The wealthy person's formula is income minus savings target equals lifestyle. You decide on a percentage, even just 10% to start, and you automate it the minute your paycheck hits. It leaves your checking account before temptation can even see it. You remove willpower from the equation entirely. And the golden rule? When your income goes up, you increase your savings rate before you upgrade your lifestyle. You wedge a permanent, widening gap between what you make and what you spend.
What does this actually buy you? It's not about buying a luxury watch or a sports car. It buys you leverage. Money in the bank is the ultimate ability to say no. It means you aren't trapped in a toxic work environment because you need to cover next week's rent. It means you aren't forced to accept a lowball salary offer out of pure desperation. You can walk into a negotiation, name your price, and mean it when you walk away, because leaving is mathematically survivable for you. A workforce with a high savings rate is impossible to underpay. The system relies on your dependence. Let's go back to that $400 or $900 hitting your banking app. That money isn't just paper or pixels on a screen. It is a choice between repeating the cycle or buying your way out of it. Your first paycheck was strictly designed to make you dependable, but what you do with it is exactly what makes you free. If this changed how you view your money, subscribing helps us make more of these deep dives. I am not a financial advisor, and this is for educational purposes only. Let me know in the comments what your first job was, and I'll see you in the next one.